What's up, co-reporters? Welcome back to my channel. Listen, I was just watching that new 90 Day Fiancé show, The Last Resort, and let me tell you how on the floor my jaw was when Kalani revealed how she found out that her husband Asuelu had cheated on her. So she was FaceTiming this man, okay? And he sticks his tongue out at her. Oh my God, I want to throw up even just recounting the story. So he sticks his tongue out at her and asks her, why is my tongue all white? And she's like, that's thrush. Like, you've got a yeast infection on your tongue. And so she's like, wait a minute, you've been cheating? And so he admits that, like, there was a girl that he met at the club, and he claims that the girl at the club just randomly offered to give him oral, which I don't believe, to be honest with you. And then she's like, but then how did you get this on your tongue? And so he ultimately had to confess that a little bit more happened there. So obviously he went down on this chick, I think, and she must have had a yeast infection at the time. And that's how his tongue was all covered in white. Oh my God. Like, the way I was stunned when this news broke, like, I'd be so embarrassed if I were him. And if I were Kalani, I would have run away. I never in a million years would be able to even kiss that guy again, because that is just so disgusting. Like, the cheating, just the stupidity that you wouldn't go to a doctor to ask, like, what else is he harboring that he doesn't know about? Because, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, icky, 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 icky. Like, I can't for the life of, I never understood why she was with him, because I think intellectually he is a little bit lower than a high school student, in my opinion. And it's not the language barrier, it's even the mannerisms and stuff that is just so, like, weirdly childish to me. And so now seeing that she wants to work through their marriage, like, through this, girl, like, all these men in the world, billions of them, and this is what you're settling for? All right, you know what I mean? So things get a little bit messier in their relationship, actually. And so it turns out that after the cheating, Kalani threatened to leave Asuelu. And so Asuelu was like, no, don't leave me, don't leave me, don't leave me. I will give you a hall pass. You have the right within this marriage to go ahead and, kiss somebody else if you want to. And so he thought that Kalani would never take it. He thought that she would just be crying over his ass and never, seeing what's out there. Mind you, Kalani is a woman who hasn't experienced anything outside of Asuelu. In a sexual capacity, right? And so, of course, she was going to go ahead and take her one chance within this marriage to ethically go ahead and be non-monogamous for a minute, right? So Kalani, she took that hall pass, she shoved it in her pocket, and she found a nice guy that she wanted to get with. So she kissed him. Then they did oral. She didn't catch thrush, thank God. Thank God. And then she banged him. Yeah. So that, like, not only did she, like, go a little bit further than what the hall pass allowed for, but she didn't even tell Asuelu until they wound up at the retreat. So he was finding out right alongside us, and his face was absolutely priceless. This whole thing is his fault anyway for cheating in the first place, and then for being stupid enough to offer her a hall pass, thinking it wouldn't get, it couldn't lead to even worse things. And so the crazy thing is that Kalani is really into this guy that she used her hall pass on, and she's not ready to cut ties with him. She wants to continue seeing this man. According to Asuelu, they speak all the time via text. So to me, at this point, Kalani is having a full-blown affair. Like, I'm surprised that, like, even the experts didn't call it that at that point, because, it's a full-blown affair, right? Let's call a spade here. I know that they said that they were more, like, in the observation phase, like, because it's their first night meeting them and they want to listen more than they speak. So maybe it'll come out in, like, future episodes. But I was like, girl, you got to stop texting this guy. Like, now, like, you're taking things a little bit too far. I understand you're hurt. I understand you want him to hurt, but, like, this is a bit much, right? Because that wasn't the agreement there. But at the same time, it's like, Asuelu, this is what you get when you do this sort of thing. Like, you kind of, you lose the trust of the person. You lose the admiration of the person, right? And so they start treating you this way, which honestly, I think you deserve at the end of the day. So Now, Asuelu asked Kalani if she enjoyed the sex with this new guy and if this new guy is better in bed. And Kalani tells him that this new guy is more like giving in bed. And she says that Asuelu is selfish in his day to day life. Everybody has to cater to him. He doesn't do anything for anybody. And that transfers into his like actual life with her, which again is like, girl, why are you with him then? Like, what do you get out of this relationship on an emotional level and on a physical level? It sounds like you get quite literally nothing but a third child to look after, right? And so she tells him that, and he is like just asking like more questions about it. And she's like, well, apparently we find out Asuelu doesn't even make her orgasm. Oh Lord, like, oh. So she says, so it seems like with this guy, she is able to because he is like more like, giving and attentive towards her and everything like that. And yeah, I can't for the life of me figure out why this couple's together. I'm really interested in watching how their dynamic unfolds as the season progresses or as the show progresses. But yeah, this is not looking good for the two of them. I wouldn't be surprised if we found out like by the end of this year or by mid next year that like they called it quits, because this is just such a deeply unhealthy dynamic. And one thing Kalani said that I felt like was really important, and she was crying when she was saying it, was that like, why are you asking me these questions about if he's better in bed than you? Why don't you ask about why I even felt like this, that I had to go seek things in another person? Like, you don't care. You just feel like in a physical competition with someone else, but it's not even a physical thing, like she cheated for emotional reasons because she felt betrayed. She felt unheard. She felt unseen. She felt like she wasn't being taken care of. And I felt like that was a really, wonderful thing for her to say. But again, Asuelu, I don't think the elevator reaches the penthouse floor there. So I think that really flew over his head. And so you're going to continue to see him just like only care about the physical aspect of her affair, right? Which I think will only drive Kalani even more crazy. Honestly, girl, like, again, like if I found out that my man had a white tongue covered in the yeast from another chick's coochie, I would never be able to look at him the same way again. I would never be able to be in the same room as him. So the fact that she is even sharing, or wait, she kicked him to the other room, but the fact that she could even speak to this man, she's really strong, because it just could not be me. Like, this was just terrifying. So overall on the show, like, there's not much else to report on. Like, the other couples, like, for example, Yara and whatever her guy's name is, Jovi, like, I love her sense of style, by the way. She's very chic, and I do hope she gets her dream to have an apartment in Europe so she could spend some time here. Remember, she's Ukrainian, so I think a lot of her family probably immigrated to, closer countries within the EU. So it's nice to be near your family, and Jovi wants to be near his family as well. So just have a little apartment here for like, longer vacations or whatever. So I hope she gets that. Michael's only appearing on stream because even though he's been married to Angela for 3 years, he still hasn't been approved for his green card. Liz and Ed, like, them talking about their ex-life and how she calls him daddy in bed, given the age difference. Oh, the more details I add, the more I recoil, because I'm just really deeply disturbed by it. I want to know more about her. Like, why is she with Ed? Like, is she okay? Like, is she another one where the elevator doesn't reach the penthouse floor? Like, girl, what are you doing? And then we have Molly. I like Molly. I think she's really cute and everything, but I gotta be honest, I don't like the American couples. To me, the premise of 90 Day Fiancé is international couples. So like Molly and her got Kelly, and then Liz and what's her face? Liz and Ed, they don't really interest me that much. So I'm going to be focusing more on the international couples. Okay. Anyway, let me know what you think about this entire situation and whether or not you're watching 90 Day Fiancé The Last Resort in the comment section down below. And as usual, we'll chat. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.